Oh, there
but
you
in
go.
his own words, time slowed down around him, and all he saw was red. Arthur didn't say anything to the man. Instead, washed his hands and sat back down waiting for his food. He sat on the opposite end of the restaurant, but the location provided an overview of the entire floor. He could see the old guy at his booth, munching away like nothing had happened. Of course, someone complained that there was poop smeared all over, and one of the other employees that Arthur was cool with had to go and clean up the mess. Arthur caught the old guy looking on at the situation and grinning to himself. Seeing that, Arthur thought the man needed to be taught a hard and hurtful lesson. The old guy finished his food and drove home. Little did he know, Arthur was following him. He ends up following the guy to his home and stakes it out for an hour. Arthur does this for a couple of weeks, learning about this guy as quick as possible. Even on days off, he drove over to where he lived and followed him both to the restaurant and to the old guy's company. Arthur gotten a rough idea of this guy's work and sleep schedule, so it was time to enact his revenge. Going by the information he acquired about the guy's activities, Arthur figured out that this guy lived well enough to survive, but had no means of backup if something were to happen. Arthur had a three-part plan for him. First act. In the dead of night, Arthur went to the old guy's house. He slashed one of the tires. The old guy drove a Jeep, so Arthur opened the spare tire compartment and poked a small hole into it. The old guy woke up the following morning to find his tire flat. According to Arthur, the old man was on the phone freaking out because he was going to be running late for work and really didn't have the money to get a new tire. Not only that, to Arthur's surprise, the old guy didn't know how to change a tire. The old guy spent nearly 2 hours in the hot Texas morning heat on the phone with someone on how to put a spare tire on. This is important later. At this point, Arthur is foaming at the mouth with excitement. The old guy drove on the spare tire to work, only to find out that afternoon that the spare tire went flat. Even more frustrated, the old man drives the car to a nearby auto shop and gets both tires serviced. Later that night, this time, Arthur slashed 3 out of his 4 tires. Remember when the old guy was on the phone getting instructions on how to get his tire fixed? Well, before that, he had called his car insurance company to get someone come out to fix his tire. He was very loud, and the gist of the conversation was the insurance company wouldn't come out and fix his tire, and couldn't get him insured because all 4 tires weren't blown out. They said it would be easier and least expensive just to change the tire himself and get another. So later that night, Arthur slashed the other 3 tires except for the new one. Arthur wasn't there that following morning, but he knew that old guy surely had a meltdown. That, and he didn't show up to the restaurant for a month. Second act. Piggybacking on the first act, Arthur would regularly check on this old guy's car. When all the tires were replaced, Arthur went to the old guy's house late at night and poured 1.5 gallons of sugar and bleach into the gas tank. He had one of those manual gas covers instead of the modern button inside of the car, so no one was the wiser. In the morning, during Arthur's stakeout, the old man started up his car, left for work, only to get halfway there before the car stopped working. So old guy had to get his car towed to his house. The final act. Arthur got the old guy's name from the phone conversation and searched him on Facebook. He downloaded a couple of good pictures and created a few flyers. Due to the old guy's car being unusable, he wasn't able to come into the restaurant to do his usual crap. Pun intended. Arthur printed out the flyers and posted them all over the restaurant. The flyers had a picture of the guy, his name, and described what he did in the bathrooms for the past few months. A few days later, the old guy comes in with a friend. The friend goes ahead and orders while the old guy runs to the bathroom. One of the co-workers spotted him and notifies everyone there, including the friend. The old guy starts to do his thing in the stall until he sees a flyer with his face on it.
I finished the battle pass like
flyer in hand,
5 weeks
angrily
ago.
demanding for the person responsible to step up to him. Arthur steps up in his uniform
I've just
and
been
claims
bored.
responsibility.
Trying to really do
The
on
old
this
guy
game
begins
except
threatening the suit
grind.
for slander and emotional damages
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
other
go play
offenses,
Minecraft, to
to
be
which
honest.
Arthur simply says with an equal scat-eating grin, "Look,